Let's welcome Ina Singh on our MYB talk show. She is a soft skills specialist, a coach, and corporate person for many years. So let's listen from her about her career, her success, her activities. So Ina, over to you. Please tell us about yourself.
Thank you so much, Rajeshji. It's great pleasure to be here on Make Your Brand, and I'm really happy to present myself and my success story. As told by Rajeshji, my name is Ina Singh, and I'm a soft skill trainer, a behavioral trainer, teacher trainer, as well as parenting and mind coach. And currently, I've started with my own venture of Khwab Zindagi Ke. It's an NGO working for the women empowerment, animal welfare, and environment. We are basically focusing on these three areas. So people who are interested in it can definitely connect with me. Regarding my success story, I started my career as a school teacher, as a science and English teacher. And there in the school, you can say the seeds of trainer were implanted when I happened to got the chance of getting trained for a one day training, maybe just 3 to 4 hours training. But that really caught my attention. And I just dreamt that, can I be the trainer in place of that trainer? Can I do that? Is it possible? And yes, that dream automatically came true with the due course of time. I never believed initially in the law of attraction, but here the law of attraction was working without my notice because I had dreamt of that. And gradually from English coach to I graduated into the trainer, soft skill trainer with experience, I would say, not because of the degrees or because of the certifications, I would say to start with. There were no certifications with me initially. Now I can say I'm a certified person. But when I started off, there were no certification. It was only the zeal, you can say, the passion was there, the understanding was there, and the another focus was the end result. That if I'm training the people, if I'm coaching the people, are they getting something out of me? Am I giving them something value addition to whatever I'm training them on? So that was the starting point. And here, in the due course of time, I happen to coach and train a lot of people. My, you can say, audience has been very varied. Not one type of audience I have trained on. I have trained college students. I have trained children as well in the younger age. Now also I'm doing that. I'm a passionate storyteller as well. So age does not have any criteria for me. I go for all the audience. And the audience includes the children, the youngsters, campus to corporate programs through for them. I have connected with them in that mode, in that way. And then after that, I was into the corporate world for 5 years where I got the taste of training the employees, the frontliners, as well as the team leaders, the managers. So it was a great experience coming from college to corporate. Oh my God, it was really challenging. It took me some time to understand that pace, you can say. The speed is very different. In college, it's very slow. And if I talk about corporate, it's really fast. Zoom like this. So you have to match these two paces. It was a bit difficult for me, but since my destination was clear, I knew what I wanted. So that was not a problem again. I got a lot of support from my colleagues, from my bosses. Yes, they were very supportive. And that's the reason I could learn so many things. So I owe it to all of them. And once I was into this, during this time, I also did my MBA because of my bosses. They said, you have everything with you, but there are no certifications. And I also happened to do my ISTD, the training and the HR diploma. So I became certified as well in the due course of time. But what I would like to say, yes, so this is how my journey has been. And I also got the chance to work with the teachers, pre-primary teachers. And in 2019, September, I thought of taking a little break or from 9 to 5 job, not from the work. So there I stopped working 9 to 5, and then I wanted to be on my own, of course, serving the society. And there came the foundation of the company by the name Brighter Bee. That is where we do trainings for all genres, I would say, but majorly focusing on teachers training, parenting, and relationships, because these are the areas which are very, very critical and important and close to my heart too. That's the reason.
Yeah.
And
Great.
this is all how I have been here. And I'm sitting in front of you, Rajesh ji. So this
very
is all
nice
about
of you. Yeah, very nice of you. You given a a spectrum what you're doing, different activities, right from soft skill training to the teacher, everything. That's really great. Just my next question to you is, during this journey, you must have faced so many challenges, but how you convert these challenges into opportunities. So please highlight this.
Yeah, sure. See, there are certain things in you which takes you ahead. One quality what I've found which took me ahead every time was resilience, bouncing back. I failed a number of times. I do not even remember how many times. I got rejected a number of times. That also I do not remember. But what I remember is whenever I used to fail at any step, I used to think next what? How to reach the next level or the next place? What can I do? How can I become better? So there it gave me a push from inside. Yes, Ina, forget about what has happened in the past. Go ahead, move ahead, and the entire world is yours. So that thing, and second thing, what I would like to say is, one is resilience, second is curiosity. That's imbibed in me. Everything makes me curious. I know people will say with the age, curiosity goes down. I would not say that. With the age, my curiosity is increasing manyfold and in many areas, not only in one particular area. So curiosity and resilience are the two things which have taken me ahead and which have given me a lot of taste of success also. And what I am today is because of these two qualities, which I would give maximum attribute to. There are other things also, like learning from the others, or always a learner. But then these two things I would give the more topmost marks, which has really helped me in coming from the bottom part to the higher level as a human being also.
Great, superb. So you mentioned that you failed many times, but because of your resilience and curiosity, you came up, bounced back. So how did you motivate during that time when you were low? How you came up? So that, please explain us how you motivated yourself.
It's a real difficult time, I think. It's for everyone. When we are in the low or when we fail, nobody likes that. But that is part of life. The sooner we understand that, because that's the first step towards your success. You're not losing anything there. You are learning something for your next step. So if you understand that, your failure will not look like a failure to you. You will feel that it's part and parcel of your life. Initially, when I failed, I really fell deep into the ditch, I would say. I went through depression also. I have no shame in saying that. I went through severe depression where I was put onto medicines as well. But then I took medicines one day and I realized they're working like sedatives. They're making me sleep. I just threw them off and I decided, no, either this life is better or you have to make your own life. So that day I decided I will move on. Come whatever may come in my life, I have to move on. I have to take myself in front. And that is the reason why I'm sitting and smiling in front of you, in spite of a lot of bounces in life. But I think that if that is present in everyone's life, I'm not the only one. And I think my audience would also agree to that. And that is how we learn.
Really a superb message you have given through this, that yes, come what may, I must succeed. The failures may come, but I will succeed. I can. That's really a good mantra you have given us. Yes, my next question to you is, please share some success stories whereby by coaching somebody, he also got benefited, and as a coach, you're also satisfied. So something like that, you can share some success stories about yourself.
Sure. I think success stories started after the failure only. When I took my first few classes in school, I was a big failure because nobody was speaking there. it was a quiet class. And I used to think, bravo, you're doing a wonderful job. Initially, I thought so. But then I realized when there is no communication from the other side, it's no success at all. It's only my success. I'm just ranting. It makes no sense. Then I learned from the other teachers whose classes were lively. So there my success story started taking up. I started developing into a teacher or a trainer, because every teacher or trainer goes through 3 stages. I always tell my teachers also, first stage is when you are only focused on yourself, completely on yourself, your content. When you enter into a school or any training platform, you just focus on your PPTs or your books, what you have to deliver. Second phase comes when you are focusing on yourself. Okay, now I'm fit with, I know my content. Now, how do I look? How do I present? And there, 99% trainers stop. The third stage and the best part starts from there. When these two are taken care of and you enter into the third zone, and third zone is nothing but your audience. When you deliver the same content, but in variety of ways with loads of examples according to your audience. And there you become a successful teacher, a trainer, or you can say you justify your work. You start justifying it automatically, because as a teacher, as a trainer, we don't have to give them PPTs. We do not have to give them books, because everything is available on Google. What we have to give is our connect. And through that connect, we have to trigger those things in their mind. And rest, everything is taken care of by our trainees. It may be a small child, it may be an adult, makes no difference, because everybody has their own brains. They utilize it. Even a small child is not dependent on a teacher. They are learning on their own way and their own pace. So I think that's the role of an ideal, successful teacher, trainer, that what I have been doing. And I have always been successful in that. My percentage may be 1%, maybe 20%, maybe 100%, because it happens gradually during the time. We as trainers are not impacting our trainees in just one class. We remain with them throughout their life, because sometimes it happens at that particular moment, that example may not work. But maybe after 4 years, that example, if taken up and heard properly because of the connect with the trainer, it might help at that time. Mm-hmm. So training can never be in one classroom, 1 hour, half an hour, 4 hours. That doesn't make a sense to me. It is overall learning. It continuously happens. And whenever a trainer touches the life of its trainees, maybe over the phone call also, things are happening, things are rolling. It cannot be confined to a room, as per my opinion.
Yeah.
So success rate, if I would say, is this. And I have been always successful after that. Initially, I was a complete failure, complete failure, I would say. Because if I reflect back, I don't find anything good in my teaching. I was so boring. I was so theoretical, being a science teacher. Until unless there is life in the people around you, they will learn only when there is life. Dead people can never learn anything. So with life, you can learn loads of things, and integrating the things is very important. You connect emotional intelligence with so many things around you, creativity, everything has to be interlinked, decision-making, problem solving, can't be just one session. So they all are interlinked with each other. And when we are training the people, and another best way to train the people is through stories. We always remember them in some way or the other. So it is very interesting if stories are there, and we all have stories. In corporates, we have stories. At home, we have stories. Right from the childhood, we have stories. So our life is full of stories, I would believe. That really makes it very interesting. And you can say it remains for a longer time in our mind. I would rather say when stories are there, it remains with us forever.
Great. Super message. Yes. So what message would you like to give to our audience?
It's a very simple message. I think life is beautiful, number one. whether we have a lot of hurdles or not, irrespective of that, most of our lives are full of hurdles. I think without hurdles, we do not even learn anything. It becomes very monotonous. So when we go down, we realize a lot of things are not happening and we shake like this. And in this process, we come up. So I think the best message for everyone around here is life is beautiful. Never forget that. Whatever bumps, hurdles, things are happening. It may be weirdest of the things happening to you. You may be hurt at a lot of places. Maybe rejection at school level, parental level, spouse level, any level I'm talking about. It includes everything. But you are the master of your life. Yes, love yourself. You are the master of your life. And you have to deal with it in a very beautiful manner. Take care of yourself. When you take care of yourself, all the other things will fall in place and everything will be taken care of the place by God Almighty. So that's my message to all of you.
Great. Very positive message you have given today. Last but not least, what are your most, very close to your heart desires which you want to fulfill in near future?
Definitely. Few things I have in mind before I leave this world. And in those, I would love to work for my teachers, because I think a teacher is such an important person in our life. They remain with us for a very long time. When we start, I think nowadays, after 2 years, we are in the school. The teacher may be our play group teacher, but then teacher is a teacher. Our life starts with a teacher at the age of 2. 2 to, I think, 18 years, we are completely with them. That's a long period. So if they are well connected with us, then I think our life would not be that tough, and we would learn how to love ourselves also, because they play a major role. And being a teacher right from the beginning, I feel a lot of things require to be done in the teaching field. How a teacher should be lively is the first thing I would like to work on. How to enjoy your work. That is something what people, especially teachers, have to learn. It is not the salary. It is a work, how you take it through. I agree, salaries should be good for the teachers because they put in a lot of efforts. I'm not saying no to it. But then at the cost of salary, you cannot sacrifice your life for it. I think I'm sure about it. I would have never done that. And yes, if you are full of life, you vibrate and give that life to the lot of lives around you. The students get life from one single teacher is affecting how many lives in her lifespan, in her job. I think a lot of lives are getting affected. And if a teacher takes care of her children, his children or her children, that's okay. Gender is irrespective, because I believe teachers have no gender. It's a neuter gender. So teacher is the area which needs to be worked upon, and with passion. And emotional intelligence is something which is very, very critical, not only at teacher level, I would say at every level. And because of that, our lifestyle is going down. We are not emotionally connected with each other. This is one desire. And second desire is, whatever I have taken or whatever I have learned throughout, I want to give it back to the society. And that is where my NGO, which I have opened with one of my friend, Miss Priya Singh, we are working on that. So giving back to the society before I leave this world is very, very important for me and desirable. And there I would like to give not only my trainings, I would like to impart trainings also there. Wherever awareness is required, we would like to go for that, not only at, I would say, rural level or underprivileged, but even at an urban level. Like if we talk about environment, even our urban children, they should know how to save their environment. So I will not keep myself away from that. We would be working on that as well. So desires are many, and it continuously it grows also. This is the desire which I would like to fulfill within 4 to 5 years, complete into it, and new desires would come up. new things would come up, because I told you I'm a very curiosity person and cannot stop at one place, because if I finish it off after 5 years or 6 years, I can't stop. I have to do more, because I've taken lots of things from the society, from my parents, from my relatives, from my husband, from my children. So now the time it has come to give it back.
Great, superb. It was nice to talk to you, and wish you all the best in your endeavors. So thank you for
Thank you so
joining
much,
our
Ajay.
MYB talk show. Okay.
Thank you so much for calling me here,
Yes.
for inviting me on your platform. And I would like to say, lastly, I would like to say thank you to all my audience who are watching us and taking, and yes, I'm absorbing vibrations from all of you as well. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye, Ina.